Hi, welcome to the new blog. It's been something I've been meaning to do for a year now, but I've been occupied with other things such as animal rights, protests, Sabbing the Cool, helping women escape domestic violence and things like that. The blog will get better over time as I add special effects and music and things like that to make it more entertaining. Tonight I want to talk about the Travis Alabanza Top Shop farce. That's complete madness, isn't it? The Travis walks into a shop with a couple of weeks worth of stubble on his face, buys some feminine clothes, then demands to enter the women's changing rooms to try these clothes on. Initially, Topshop made the correct decision by refusing Travis entry. That was the 100% correct decision, no doubt about it. But since the trans cult have taken over, Topshop have gone back on this decision and are allowing anybody who identifies as a woman into their changing rooms. Sadly, men who rape, sexually assault, whatever, are going to take this to their advantage. And you know what's going to happen. There's going to be attacks, there's going to be sexual assaults in these changing rooms. No doubt about it. We will be reading more about it. I really can't believe the Topshop backed down over this. And, even sort of surveys, a couple of surveys done over this issue, nearly 80% of the general public agree that there should be segregated changing rooms, and damn right they should be. Women and children need their safety. There's too many men out there who are willing to rape, touch up, sexually assault, whatever. You see it every day, and for further proof, just go and pick up the Everyday Sexism book written by Linda Bates and read some of the stories in there. Absolutely unreal. And because the radical feminists are leading the way in this, they're just getting completely and utterly annihilated by the trans cult. They're called fascists, they're called TERFs, they're just called every name under the sun. And again, that's madness. Radical feminists aren't against trans people. What they're against is men transitioning and entering women's spaces. And as a trans person myself, I can understand that. I really can. And it is safe to use male spaces in 2017. It's certainly safe. The trans thing is such a big thing now that nobody bats an eyelid. I don't know anybody who's been attacked in a male toilet, in a male changing room, or whatever. It's complete and utter nonsense. I don't know where this stuff comes from, but I can assure you it doesn't happen. Feminine men are able to go in male bathrooms. They've just got to reclaim them spaces and widen the definition of what it is to be a male. That is the 100% correct position to have. And all this stuff with identity politics and gender and all this, and what people need to do is need to research a bit. And I'm holding this book written by Cordelia Fine called The Delusions of Gender, and this is a really excellent book to pick up if you want to learn all about this trans nonsense and identity politics and gender and whatever. This book is the book to pick up. It just tells it as it is, and it's bringing back reality instead of fantasy. And we all know, or we should know, that gender is a social construct. It's your conditioning from birth. It isn't real. It's what's been drilled into you. And what trans women need to do is deconstruct that conditioning, and their lives would be so much better. And in doing that, they could probably then understand why women have come out against them entering changing rooms like in Topshop. And then when they can understand that, and they can understand women's fears of sexual assault, rape, violence, then they'll get support from these radical feminists. And, and with that support, they can widen the definition of what it is to be a male. And that's what's needed, not running away from it and expecting women to widen their definition and open their spaces. And I hope Topshop, think about this decision. And I hope the Tories, as well, with their Alter the Gender Recognition Act, that they too realise that this is a madness issue where anybody can identify as a woman. That's just absolute madness. And for me, as a trans person, I will continue to support radical feminists. I will continue to support women and young girls for their safety. We've seen too much violence against women. Alone this year, over 1,000 women have been murdered by men in this country alone. That's just madness. This has got to stop. And I hope Travis Alabanza as well. I mean, he thinks about it as well. Or should I say they think about it. So that's a correct pronoun. I've offered Travis a day out with me to show him that male spaces are safe. I wonder if he'll take me up on that, because I really do want to show him that it is safe to do what we do. That's all I can say really. Again, I support radical feminists, I support the stance they're taking, and Topshop need to go back and rethink what they've done. And also the Tory government, they need to think about the Gender Recognition Act and keeping it as it is. Thank you, good night.